Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We may now be seated. Good morning, everyone. We are gathered here today for the opening of Mining Philippines 2025 International Conference and Exhibition. To formally begin the program, may we call on the Chairman of the Chamber of Mines of the Philippines, Attorney Michael Toledo, to deliver his welcome remarks.
His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., our partners in government, colleagues from the Chamber of Mines, and friends of the industry. Good morning, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, and thank you for being with us at the Mining Philippines 2025 International Conference and Exhibition. It's always a privilege to speak on behalf of our industry, especially now when we all can feel a renewed sense of energy and momentum in Philippine mining. In just the past few years, we've seen real progress. The lifting of the moratorium on new projects, the removal of the open pit ban, the ongoing efforts to simplify the permitting process, and most recently, the passage of a new fiscal regime for large-scale metallic mining, signed into law just last month by our most distinguished guest this morning. These are not small steps. They signal a real turning point. For years, we've said that responsible mining can be a partner in nation building. Today, Mr. President, that belief is finally reflected in government policy and, we hope, in growing public understanding as we continue to earn the trust of our stakeholders. Of course, much more needs to be done. We need consistent rules, reliable infrastructure, affordable energy, and better alignment between national and local policies. But we know the government recognizes this, and that getting it right can unlock billions in investments, create thousands of jobs, and uplift communities that need it most. At a time of global uncertainty, with economic headwinds, geopolitical tensions, and the mounting effects of climate change, the Philippines needs another strong pillar of growth. Mining once accounted for over 20% of our export earnings. With the right support, it can be done again, and maybe even much more. Our industry is resilient and adaptable. And if we continue to operate responsibly, sustainably, and transparently, mining can once again become one of the strongest drivers of our economy. For that, we thank President Bongbong Marcos and his administration for their consistent support. The Philippines' remarkable rise in the Fraser Institute's 2024 annual survey of mining companies now ranks 16 in investment attractiveness from a far 72 in 2023 and 25th in public policy perception from 79. Shows how steady reforms are paying off. It sends a clear message the Philippines is open for responsible, quality investments. As President Marcos aptly said, mining is not a problem to avoid, but an opportunity to embrace, to advance clean energy, drive sustainability, and promote inclusive growth, all while protecting the environment. At the Chamber of Mines, we fully share the vision through our Towards Sustainable Mining initiative. We're not defending mining as it was. We're shaping what mining should be. Where responsible mining becomes second nature and irresponsible mining becomes unacceptable. I've seen this transformation with my own eyes. Communities once remote and forgotten, now thriving with schools, clinics, roads, electricity, water, and livelihoods that bring real hope for the future. These stories remind us why responsible mining truly matters. Thank you, and I look forward to a meaningful and productive conference ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Toledo. At this point, may we call on Environment and Natural Resources Secretary Rafael Lutilla to deliver his message and introduce our guest of honor.
His Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., Your Excellencies, our partners in government, colleagues from the mining industry, development partners, and friends. Isang makakalikasang umaga sa ating lahat. On behalf of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 edition of Mining Philippines International Conference and Exhibition. Mr. President, we thank you for your steadfast leadership and clear direction in advancing responsible development of our country's mineral resources, an effort that links economic transformation, energy security, sustainability, and climate resilience under your Bagong Pilipinas vision. Guided by the Philippine Development Plan of 2023 to 2028, the DNR and the rest of the government is aligning its policies with your call for a modern fiscal and investment framework, one that attracts responsible capital while ensuring environmental protection and social equity. Your signing into law, Mr. President, of the enhanced fiscal regime for large-scale metallic mining has answered a decades-old call for a fair, transparent, and efficient system, streamlining the disbursement of LGU shares from national wealth while strengthening accountability and revenue use. At the same time, climate change now defines how we make decisions in government and in industry. We have adopted a climate and ecosystem-based lens in evaluating mining projects, recognizing that every intervention on the landscape affects water, biodiversity, and communities. This approach is strengthened by the development of the National Natural Geospatial Database, which feeds into our natural capital accounting system that was recently prescribed by Congress, and the establishment of the Water Resources Management Office within the DNR, ensuring that mining operations are aligned with the watershed protection and long-term climate adaptation goals. Through the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, we are also streamlining permitting processes and modernizing mineral resource data system, launching a government-led mineral mapping and inventory beginning 2026, aligning the social development and management plan of mining companies with the UN SDGs, strengthening indigenous peoples' participation in equitable benefit sharing, and expanding the use of space-based monitoring to enhance mining and environmental compliances and transparency. At the same time, the Geosciences Bureau geohazard mapping continues to provide timely guidance to both national and local government units and communities in safeguarding lives and property from climate and disaster-related risks. These reforms, Mr. President, signal a new phase for Philippine mining, where minerals are no longer viewed merely as commodities to extract, but as strategic assets for a clean energy future and inclusive progress. As the world accelerates towards decarbonization, the demand for critical minerals will shape the next global economy. The Philippines must be ready not just to supply, but to lead with responsibility and science-based governance. Under your leadership, Mr. President, we are building the foundation of the future, one where the stewardship of natural wealth becomes a defining pillar of national strength and unity. Ladies and gentlemen, as we open this conference, let us reaffirm our shared commitment that mining in the Philippines will be responsible, resilient, and responsive to both people and planet. It is therefore my distinct honor to introduce our guest of honor and keynote speaker, the architect of Bagong Pilipinas, whose vision of unity, innovation, and sustainability guides our work every day. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much to our Environment and Natural Resources Secretary, Secretary Popolotillo. Please take your seats. The Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chamber of Mines of the Philippines Chairman and President, Attorney Mike Toledo, the delegates of the Mining Philippines 2025 International Conference and Exhibition, my fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, a good day to you all. Mining has long been a great part of our nation's story, from the gold veins of Baguio to the copper deposits of Cebu to the nickel belts in Mindanao. These resources have provided livelihoods and shaped communities throughout the years. But today, mining goes beyond just extraction. Minerals are vital to electric vehicles, batteries, new technologies that promote clean energy. To be given this much potential is both a blessing and a responsibility. We are offered the chance to help power the global green transition and to ensure that this progress uplifts every Filipino, especially those who live closest to the mines themselves. This Mining Philippines 2025 International Conference and exhibition comes at a very important point in time. Here, we ask the vital questions. How can the Philippines become a reliable source of critical minerals for a greener future? How can mining fuel regional industrialization and create decent, lasting jobs? And how can we open doors to responsible investment without compromising our planet or our people? Your conversations here will define the path forward. A path where economic strength and social responsibility move together. To the Chamber of Mines of the Philippines, your efforts to unite industry leaders, partners, and stakeholders have kept our mining sector active and accountable. Your adoption of the Towards Sustainable Mining Program, a global benchmark for environmental, social, and governance standards, proves that responsible mining is achievable. The Philippines stands proud as the first in Asia to implement this program, joining countries like Canada and Australia upholding ethical practice. Through your engagement in the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, you have helped ensure that mining revenues are managed wisely and used for the good of the people. This is the kind of partnership that turns resource generation into human progress. For all these and more, thank you. This administration shares a common vision of a responsible, inclusive, and climate-resilient mining in the country. Every operation must be consistent with our environmental commitments, including the Paris Agreement, the Philippine Energy Plan. We must power the future without endangering the earth that sustains us. Irresponsible mining has no place in our nation. We will strictly enforce the laws against practices that destroy forests, that poison rivers, that endanger lives. Mining should build communities, not burden them. Regarding the revenues from mining, it must bring tangible benefits to the people. The wealth from our soil should translate into schools for our children, hospitals for families, and roads that link people with opportunities. Most importantly, we are strengthening transparency and accountability of the sector. The Filipino people deserve to know how their resources are being managed, for these are their treasures as much as they are the nation's. Sustainability, after all, is measured by how many lives we uplift and how faithfully we guard the blessings of our land for the generations to come. To realize this vision, the government has adopted key reforms. The enhanced fiscal regime for large-scale metallic mining act creates a fair, transparent, and consistent taxation framework for the sector. It strengthens public trust and investor confidence. On the other hand, the Philippine Ecosystem and Natural Capital Accounting Systems Act ensures that we measure our natural wealth. By accounting for our forests, minerals, ecosystems, we prevent unchecked exploitation and ensure sustainable development. We also asked all mining operators to align their social development and management programs with national and global development frameworks, ensuring that they contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And to attract quality investments, we are simplifying the procedures in the processing of mining applications. There is still much to be done. And to fully attain the aspirations of this sector, we must continue to attract investors who share our values, those who respect our laws, those who respect our people, and those that respect our environment. As we continue to explore this field, may our operations remain underpinned by science, guided by sustainable goals, and anchored on shared interests. Ladies and gentlemen, the story of mining in our country is a story of our people, of how we optimize what we have to create a better future for everyone. So together, let us shape a mining industry that is a source of pride, a pillar of progress, and a model of sustainability. Thank you very much. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to kindly remain on stage and grant us a photo opportunity with Secretary Lutilla and Chamber of Mines of the Philippines Board of Trustees. Thank you. Please exit to your left. Thank you, Mr. President, for granting us a photo opportunity. That concludes our program. Thank you, Mr. President, for gracing the opening of Mining Philippines 2025 International Conference and Exhibition. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.